So yes, it's Wednesday, but you don't have to turn your hump day into a slump day. And you have the power to make that happen. Instead of going, oh, it's only Wednesday, how about it's Friday Eve? With us, motivational speaker and mindset coach, Miss Stacie Rene. Good morning, my friend. How are you today?
Hi, I am fantastic. Today's a great day, feeling good, and you know, that's how I want it to be. Not a better way to wake up.
I was feeling a little bit like I was in a slump this morning. That's how I came up with Hump Day, Slump Day, because I need this segment right now.
Well, good. We've got always some great information, good ideas to think about on a daily basis. And, you never know what's going to hit you and, talk to you at the moment. So hopefully we'll have lots of good things to offer your listeners.
It really is. It's funny how the day of the week impacts our outlook on things, because we know it's like, oh, it's Sunday night, where'd the weekend go? Now you have to go to Monday. And it was funny, even when I worked like an odd schedule, like Wednesday through Sunday, or, off days, you still kind of get that sense of that because everyone else is talking about it, right? So how do we say, no, this is Wednesday, it's my wellness Wednesday, it's my willpower Wednesday, not hump day?
Well, look at it as the next part of your, a new fresh beginning. Everyone says Monday, oh, Mondays are blues. Well, you're making that Monday kind of suck, because you're already putting it out there. And then when you get to Wednesday, just be like, oh my gosh, it's Wednesday. I've only got a couple of days left. It's kind of like when you have a whole day in front of you and you have your lunch and you're feeling a little sluggish. Take a few moments to yourself, reset your mind and say, okay, I'm starting the next part of my day. It's going to be, better than this morning if it's not going your way. And just kind of shift your thoughts, because again, if you're not thinking the way that you want your day to go and you're thinking in a negative tone, then that's what you're going to get delivered to you. And you're welcome, because you ask and you shall receive.
And can I ask, because what movie, or was a Netflix series, I forget who was in it, but it was this reporter anchor, and all over her house she would have sticky notes with quotes or messages to herself. Do those really work?
Honestly, they do. They 100% do, because we always need constant reminders, because our mind will go towards the negative, and whether we like it or not. And so you have to listen. When we were born, we came in with a clear conscience. We didn't have any thoughts, we didn't have any opinions. And so over time, and as you grow up, you learn to have opinions, and you can put your assets of what you think is right or wrong. And that's a habit that you have developed, which is also part of your personality. And so when you see things, because there is a lot of negativity that constantly goes on day to day, you learn that, and now it's your behavior. So if you think about that in the opposite spectrum, you need to retrain your mind to think of something positive. And instead of, something happening to you, or you don't like the way your day is going, or someone calls you or sends you a text message that isn't something that makes you feel good, then instead of reacting, take a moment and think about it. Say, okay, how am I going to react to this? And think of a solution. You know what? I'm just going to respond this way instead of the negative. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to just say this, and it'll make you feel better throughout your day and how you respond to things. You just have to reprogram your head. It's kind of like getting in a fight with somebody, right? Or an argument, because it all happens. You have to internally think sometimes what you're going to say. And sometimes you say things that you regret or you want to take back. It's kind of like your positive and negative mind, like the good and the bad. You can't take back what you said once it's said, and you have to think before you speak. And I think that's a huge thing that we need right now in the world, is think before you speak. Is that action really worth it? And I know that the dynamics that we have chosen in our household and changing our thought pattern has had an impact. And yes, and going back to your little sticky note thing, if you put little reminders like, a positive thought a day will change your mindset. I love to bring up the CCD, which is the cancel, clear, delete. If you do have a negative thought, change it really quick. Cancel, clear, delete, and rephrase it with, you know what, I've got this. I'm going to be okay. And you just have a better day, a better outlook, a better life. You go to bed feeling so much better, more refreshed. And you'll notice if you can do this for 1 week, you'll notice amazing things coming and happening to you. And that's what we all want is we need goodness in our life. And so using affirmations, mantras, sticky notes, sending yourself a reminder on your phone, that's huge. And that will really help your day every day.
I like the reminder on your phone. I would have never thought about that. I have a Pinterest board, and it's the inspiring words, but mine are more like when life gives you Monday, dip it in glitter. And sparkle all day.
I love that.
Like the stupid ones. What are some of the ones? Do you have them all over your house?
I do. I have a money mantra, and just money comes my way, and I am open to whatever goodness that the universe has to offer me. My favorite is my personal mantra, which I've actually taught my children, which is, I am a very powerful magnet. I ask and command that all good things that the universe has to offer, that is for my best good, come to me. So be it. It is done now. Divine order. Amen. And I always say that just because I want good things to come to me. I want to be a magnet to goodness. And it just helps my day. And if you're in that mindset and you're really, and I know that one's long, by the way, just saying. But that's something that I created for myself that had meaning to me, which was easy for me to remember because it had meaning. Make up your own. The other one, which is my favorite one, is the ass, because you can always remember we all have asses. And if you think someone's being an ass, stop, redirect, and say, I'm an awesome, successful, smart. I succeed at what I put my mind to. And it kind of helps redirect your mind. So if you go to the restroom, what's going to happen? You're going to set your booty down on the toilet. And I'm just being honest and raw because sometimes we need those moments where you're like ready to pull your hair out. And how do I redirect? And the ass is really a strong one to remember. And I just think that we need those reminders every day. So everybody's an ass.
That is so great, by the way. That is so great. And one of the things I'm trying to teach myself is, why does this bother me? Because I feel like it's triggering something in me, and also to try to remind myself, don't give them power over myself. Right. And if you let it bother you, then it's like, well, then they have power over me.
Right. So I work with a couple clients who call me and they're in a situation with someone at work. I think they're after me, I'm getting this information and I just feel like everything I'm doing that they're out to attack me. Well, your mindset is putting that on you because that may not be the reality of it. And here's the thing. We take everything very personally and as if somebody's attacking us. Like we're never good enough. We can never do enough. And when you start realizing that, when you can put your head down at night and you know that you had a successful day because you did what you needed to do to get through the day, that is success. And every success is different. Don't compare yourself to somebody having, a promotion. You know what? That promotion was for them. It wasn't your time to shine. Right now, you are learning the skills. You're learning everything that you need to do. And every time somebody does something to have you take something personally and get on your own nerves, learn from it. Because if you don't like it, you're allowing it to happen. And I always, say, if somebody makes you mad, then that's on you because you are in control of your own feelings, your own emotions, your own thoughts. And if you take it personally, again, that's on you. And it takes a strong person to finally get to that point. But let me tell you, when you get to that point, it is the most rewarding, refreshing feeling, because if you're being blamed for something that you didn't do, or you're being attacked for something that you had nothing to do with, and you'd be like, you know what, I'm not even going to engage, because why am I going to sit there and defend something that I had nothing to do with? Why are you going to do that? Because you're pleading your case. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Well, why? Why are you going to waste that energy, the emotions, and just be like, you know what, I'm not even going to engage. I have nothing to say because I didn't do it. So why entertain the idea? And I think that will really help people on all levels, whether it's friendship, whether it's coworkers, whether it's work, whether it's a spouse, anything at all. That is a very important thing that I try and tell my clients, and it has helped them tremendously. They don't like it all the time, but it works.
So how do we take what could be constructive criticism and to learn and to grow from it, and the other talk when someone is being critical and us saying, that's on you?
Right. So first you have to know who it's coming from. Is this person constantly attacking you? And is there a way to always make you feel bad? So think about that first. The second, and take it with a grain of salt. The second is if it's a boss or a friend saying, you know, and I've had that happen to me. Oh my gosh, you need to reword this in your post. Hey, you need to take that down, repost, you know, re-say it or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I take a moment to look at it, because listen, I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And I don't want to be around someone who is, because I cannot live up to those standards. But I think constructive, tasteful criticism is something that we can learn from. And even when I do my motivational speeches and I listen to them, I'm like, oh, I could have done that better. But you know what? That is the message that I needed to say at that time, or I needed to give at that moment. And I will remember it for the next time. I would always say, okay, guys, how's everyone doing? Are you guys understanding this? And I had somebody very, very high up say, you know, you say guys a lot. I'm like, I do. And so I went back and I listened, and I did. So I changed it to friends, and I was really grateful for that constructive criticism. Mm-hmm. There's been other times where for my book, they're like, you know, you could have probably put more stories in there, and you probably could have said this, like, you're not being, you know, deep enough. I'm like, that's not my point. I appreciate you telling me, but that's not what I wanted. So you have to take and receive what is meaningful to you and what you think that you can change in every situation.
Such great advice. Does that make sense? It definitely does. We always so appreciate talking to you to get us through the work week. Thank you so much, Stacie Rene.
Thank you.